Good morning, Franz. Happy Monday. How you doing? It's another beautiful morning. What stream? What do you mean, what stream? In fantasy, you're not supposed to burn yourself. Don't do that. Mewjoos! Thank you for your continuing subscription, your continued residency to the islands. Yay! Thank you for your subscription, my friend. And guess what tomorrow is? Tomorrow is Mewjoos' birthday. We're gonna have another birthday. We're gonna have to draw you as a get stuffed, a chunky little dragon. I'm excited for that. There will be no stream on Wednesday because I have a doctor's appointment with my doctor who still hasn't filled out my prescription for my ADHD medication. Very mad. It looks like I'm gonna have to look for a new doctor because it looks like Neff's research into my family doctor that we've had for like the last 20 years is actually correct, that he's actually a bad doctor. So I'm gonna have to look for a new one because this guy, every time I've seen him, don't like him. It feels like he doesn't actually listen to anything I have to say. Because I don't have the thing to hold my wax spoon, so I have to hold it. And fun fact, it's also my dad's birthday tomorrow. Oh, double birthday! Nice of him to do that. Yeah, I haven't had my ADHD medication for like the last 5 days. And before that, it was like 2 days because that was my own fault for not, getting the prescription and picking it up. And that was the 5 days before that because apparently they only had 5 pills left and I'm starting to feel it like it's leaving my system. So I'm just like, I also posted my stream to Gander Social, so we'll see how that goes. There's someone on Gander Social this morning who's really angry about Etsy and people posting their stuff to Etsy. They're like, it's an American company, you shouldn't use it. And I was like, well, we don't have very many alternatives. And while there are alternatives, and it takes about 10 seconds to find those alternatives, setting up a whole new shop takes a little bit of time. Don't be mean to the people who are still using Etsy who are Canadian. But Etsy takes fees that are way too high, so just don't. Just don't. Permission to get Say's doctor? Yes, go get him. Part of me feels like I should be more upset about it. Upset, but now I'm just picture telling him he's fired and slamming the door at him. Yeah, well, you made Canada mad enough that people are, yeah, you make Canadians mad. We stopped saying sorry to you guys. We're not sorry anymore. But we can't be. You still use Etsy, but only from small creators who don't use AI. Yeah, I know you didn't. I'm talking the royal you, as in the Estonians. America, MAGA America, made the Canadians really angry. And, some of them are more vehement than others. I try not to be, like, super anti-America. Because a lot of my viewers are Americans. A lot of you guys are Americans. Necromancer is American. But honestly, Ross, I don't consider you American. I consider you an honorary Canadian already. Same with Necromancer. You know? I know you guys aren't too too chuffed about all of the MAGA America stuff going on. Been trying to take on Pablo Picasso's Guernica? I don't know what that is. Ross is already on a beat this morning. I try not to equate all Americans with MAGA and the criminal cults in the White House. Okay? I try not to. This is why I'm like, Usonians are not Americans, because American is like, well, not only is it I consider it a pejorative term now, but also, like, there's a weird separation because there's North America, there's South America, and apparently Central America. I didn't know that was considered separate from the two continents. When I say Americas, I mean North America and South America. I didn't know that Central America was considered a separate continent. I'm talking continents here. And there's so many countries in those two continents that are Americas. And I want to try and reclaim that. It's kind of confusing because it's like there's Americas and then there's Americans, and Usonians I consider are people who are more they're the good Americans. Ross is really going hard this morning. I've had to allow your messages like 4 times. During the Spanish Civil War, the Nazi mountain Pablo Picasso made an abstract painting depicting such violence. In fact, over POS with the gun during his painting. Exchange went like this. You made this? No, you did. Oh, okay. Thank you for the hydrate. I also took my maracas. I apparently forgot to take my maraca yesterday. There was one in the container, and that might be why I'm feeling so awful today. There was no Neff to remind me yesterday to take my meds. So, I forgot to take my meds. Made a card for your dad with a wax seal. Need more paper for Conquest. Oh, I got a wonderful message this morning from Marius. I just tried to put a square lid on a round jar. I'm having trouble, guys. I'm having so much trouble. This long rectangular lid I just tried to pick up and put on top of my round jar that I keep my medicine in. This is why I feel so awful, because I didn't take my meds yesterday. If I don't take the venlafaxine every day, my body basically shuts down and I start to have these shakes. Withdrawal! Hooray! But yeah, I got this wonderful message from Marius this morning on Discord. She had a great time at Sturmwacht. I have trouble saying that one for some reason. But let me go grab the message that she sent me, because it made me really, really unreasonably happy. As she said, I just wanted to thank you again for designing my outfit. At Sturmwacht, I had so many people come up to me and praise the outfit and how unique and wonderful it is. I'm struggling, guys. And that it wouldn't be possible without you. Of course, I credited you as the designer. I also sent Edie your way. So Edie is another character that we have joining us at Conquest. Copy image. There we go. Hold on a sec. And yeah. So let me bring up the art window and share Arias with you guys, because she looked absolutely fantastic. And it makes me unreasonably happy. So I woke up to a really good message this morning, and I feel like I go like, Thank you again for the hydrate, Conk. I also didn't do my thing this morning. Mewtwo's was first, and first even before Stream Elements. Conk was second, Goro was third, Necromancer was fourth, Fantasy was fifth, and Ross was sixth, Conk was seventh. There we go. Is that a photo? Yes, that's a photo. The photographers at Mythidia are absolutely amazing. So Sturmwacht is their winter event, and she's wearing her new contacts. Like, look at that. She looks even more terrifying. She's such a goblin. Looks like she's got a new cup for her waist as well. This tassel was given to the people who were at Conquest the first year of Dendronia by the people of Hightower, which is our sort of like Asian contingent, so Hong Kong, Taiwan, etc. So we have a group that comes and joins us, and they gave us all the tassels, the red tassels. And she added all of this filigree stuff. You can just sort of buy like pre-made filigree on Amazon. So that's an addition to her costume. Oh, wrong thing. I'm trying to do that. Let's do this. There we go. Their photographers are absolutely amazing. They make me look even half decent. So let's do that. There we go. Now it's off my face and it's off the chat. Their photographers are absolutely phenomenal. There are only two Americas. Central America is not a continent, but a cultural region. Okay, yes. When I say there's North and South America, I'm not leaving out the Central America. I'm talking continental. You hear that, AI bootlickers? This is art. Yes, it is. Yeah, I know the window is covering. It's because normally when I have the art window, the other window that I have, the background. Oh God. Ugh. The original background that I have. Can we just... Spirit City, why did you get moved? Okay. Everything got mixed up because my mouse is broken. Normally I have this little square cut out on the window. Yeah, I know I'm still missing. Oh my lord. Stop. Stop. Okay, hi, I exist. Normally this is what things look like, right? But I didn't cut out the, I have to concentrate really hard when moving things. If I move Spirit City down here. There we go. I didn't cut out the window on this background. All that. Just for that comment. Because of the way the logo is on this, I didn't want to cut it out. So for co-working and general chatting and stuff, ugh. Speaking of, what fabrics do you recommend for a Viking look? Vikings typically used uh, linen. I don't think they had access to cotton, so they used furs and linens. And do some mecha design for D&D. Interesting. Gonna do some weird mashup of Kirby mechs and some Bio Mecha for some reason. I'm excited. Make sure you share it to art or your art studio. Set up an art studio. Share your art. Share your art! Not enough people share their art. We need more art. Of course, you know, Discord probably scrapes it all and sends it to AI or something. I really, really need to figure out why my Nightshade is not working. Because I really want to post my art to places, but I want to post poison art. You gotta need heal. Limited time only emote. What even is limited time only? Do you only have it for a limited amount of time? Is it one of those treasure train ones? Because that's like the dumbest thing. Generative AI can be thrown into a black hole. I agree. Gen AI can be thrown into a black hole and never come out ever again. We need to get rid of it, poison it, destroy it. Yeah, it says limited time when you click on it. So it's probably one of those treasure train ones that you only get for 24 hours. Which is like the dumbest thing on the planet. Treasure trains are not an incentive for me to like gift subs. If all I'm getting out of it is a plays that video of a guy throwing a computer into a dumpster. Yeah. That was funny. Yeah, if I see like a hype train running and it's a treasure train, I don't do bits or anything like that because a 24-hour only emote is like really stupid. It is the dumbest thing that Twitch has come out with so far. You got it yesterday? I don't know what to say. Ah, okay, yeah, limited time only emotes. So it's like the ones that I have from 2020. Let's see, like the haha holidays. So this bongo cat with the cake. That's a limited time only emote. So you only have like a certain period you can earn those. I love my dancing snowman. I mean, technically you're supposed to do proper procedure disposing of e-waste, but it's the spirit that counts. Who else is stuck in snow? I mean, I live in Canada. Like, that's just a default here. You don't want to assume. Yes. Let's bring our Spirit City back up to where it's supposed to be. Oh, wait. There we go. This is supposed to be here. This is also supposed to be. I wish I could lock the order of my things too. I can lock the position, but I can't lock the order. I need socks. My toes are cold. Oh, God. My toesies are cold. I require socks. Parents could not be fucked to get new shovels. Then again, they are the ones that are gonna do it. Yeah, they are the ones that are gonna do it. Our neighbors, because they know my parents are getting old, our neighbors have snow blowers, and so they're constantly snow blowing our driveway for us. Like at least the end part where the snow plow like shoves everything. It's really nice of them. Oh, socks. Socks are so wonderful. Meh. There we go. Yeah, it is very kind of them, because it does cost fuel. But they know my parents are old. They all know I moved back home, too, but they also have never seen me outside, because I never go outside. Let's change up some activities here. We'll do some typing. We'll get our little keyboard sounds going. I've got a different, like, rain and thunder sounds going on in the background. So I don't need to, set stuff as high. Sorry, I didn't realize that that was so loud. You guys need to tell me that when I have things too loud. Because I have other sounds going now, too. That I can't use on stream. Unfortunately. I'm gonna change the lighting to afternoon. I like that cooler light. I want more impossible creatures that use crows as an aesthetic. Design some. Do you like the Yamcha proverbs? I don't know what that is. Snow comes in March. That's usually when the snow starts going away, Cora. Design more crow stuff. Memes. Okay. Snow shoveling again. Yay. Yeah, I heard that the northeastern United States got kind of buried. I need an example of impossible creatures that use crows as an aesthetic. You'll have to send me some. Alright. We need our lap blanket. Chapter 3 is almost done. I need to do some more edits to Chapter 2. I was reading through it and there were some places where it was like, oh, this doesn't quite work out very nicely, or like what is it, like the flow is not great. I also found another Canadian author on Gander, and he's writing fantasy. I found him this morning because I was like, oh, let's check out what the Canadians are up to. And there was that lady raging about Etsy, and I'm like, maybe we shouldn't demonize the people who are using Etsy, but be like, hey, did you know that there's a Canadian alternative? You know, do it the polite Canadian way instead of shaming people, which only makes them dig their heels in more. It's very American to do that. So, instead of shaming people, just be like, hey, did you know that there's a Canadian alternative to Etsy that you can use? Here are some options. You know, it would be great if you could support Canada instead of an American company. But while I was doing that, I found this other dude. I found this other dude who was saying like, oh yeah, and this past year of editing my book has been really great. And he's called Glenn the Weatherhead, and he's kind of got like this wizard aesthetic going on. So I haven't quite had a chance to check him out yet. But I will link him in the chat here. He seemed like an interesting dude just from his profile picture. So I thought I would check him out and see what he's up to. His profile picture is quite funny. It's a vibe and I like it. He looks like a fun person. So that's what I found this morning while on Gander Social. The all Canadian social media app. And because they don't use any American services at all, not even like AWS or like Google systems for like hosting and traffic and whatnot. It's all on Canadian soil, on Canadian servers, made by Canadian people. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is and invest in this platform. So I own 170 shares of this company, just to be transparent up front. I own 170 shares of Gander Social. But that's how they got their funding, is by selling shares on Front Funder. So they're not on the stock market or anything yet. And they're still in beta, so they're still rolling out Make America Great Again. America was great, and it was a very long time ago that they were great. We're talking like maybe the 1980s. Maybe. I think it was just a lie they kept telling themselves. But, you know, for a country that's supposedly the greatest in the world to drop from 30th to 48th in the ranking of most trusted, admired, and respected economies, you guys should have been first place, to be honest, on that list, and you're not. And yeah, that's alarming. Your Kuwait is higher on the list than you guys by one spot. Kuwait. For the country that has the biggest military and the biggest sticks and can probably beat up every other kid in the schoolyard, that's a little bit alarming. Thanks for the hydrate again, Conk. All of those cans miss me. They came down real fast. It's just it's like a machine gun of soda. Wish I could shame the fuck out of every person who believes that blindly. Yeah. Canadians, while we moved from 4th to 2nd or something like that, we're 2nd place. I know that. Under Switzerland. We don't go like running around being like, oh, we're the greatest economy, we're the greatest nation, it's the best place to live. It's other people who say that about us. And I think that's what makes the difference between Canada and the United States, is we're relatively quiet about that. It's the same thing with like the left versus right and the like 2A, the Second Amendment people. Thank you again for the hydrate, Cora. The Second Amendment people are on the right. They're very loud and they're vocal, they're preppers, they're like, oh, don't tread on me, daddy, ooh. They're very, very loud about who they are. Whereas the left tend to be a lot quieter about that and more intellectual about it. They're preppers because they feel like it's important to be preppers. They know how to use weapons because it's important to know how to use weapons. And it's OPSEC as well, operational security. They're like, oh, I'm not going to tell people about my preps because that would be stupid. Because then people would know where to go when shit hits the fan. If people don't know I have these kinds of things, then it's going to be a lot safer for me. And the big guys next door who are loud and proud about having lots of guns and ammo and wanting the revolution to start and stuff, they're going to come here thinking they can take what they want from me, and they're going to fuck around and find out. And they'll be totally caught off guard because they'll think I'm weak and useless. And that's just sort of like how that works. And I find that's the really big difference between the left and the right, is the intellectualism of personal security and taking care of others, because they've prepared not only for themselves but the people around them and their neighbors, in hopes that you know, if something bad does happen, they can help other people, and they tend to educate the other people around them as well, being like, oh, well, maybe you should make sure you have a pantry that's good for a couple of days if something happens, like you get snowed in, that big snowstorm that just hit the northeastern U.S. You know, have an operational fireplace in your home with a proper chimney in case the power goes out and you need to heat your home. You know, the homesteaders are really well aware of this because it's something that can happen frequently when you're out in the sticks. You know, you have to have alternative sources to make sure that you're going to be safe and comfortable and able to survive long term if, say, there's a massive ice storm like we had in 1998 that shuts down power, and not just shuts down power, but destroys the infrastructure to the point where it's going to take weeks or even months for them to get it back up and running, which was the case in some places in rural Quebec. They had to redesign the transmission towers in Quebec to take the ice loads that we saw in 1998, because we're like, oh, this is going to happen again. This happened once, it's going to happen again. And clearly, the last time it happened, we didn't have that kind of infrastructure. And when it did happen, when we started having big electrical infrastructure, we're like, oh, okay, these towers can't handle these loads. They just collapse like a house of cards, right? They just fold in on themselves like Donald Trump and his tariff taco. And so, sorry, I'm laughing at my own joke. I shouldn't do that. More embarrassed at how bad that joke was. That's why I'm laughing. And so we actually, like, re-engineered those transmission towers so that they can handle ice loads of up to, like, 3.5 inches or something. Because we literally had 2 inches of solid ice on our power lines. And that's very heavy. And that's why the transmission towers collapsed. And they had to literally rebuild them from the ground up because they literally folded in half. There are videos of, you can watch the transmission towers literally fold in half. They just crumple to the ground like a piece of tinfoil. It's alarming. Because we all know how big those structures are. We had an orange juice joke relating to small tea in chief. Yeah. The tiny fingered Cheeto-faced ferret wearing shit gibbon. It's still my favorite insult. So rare insults are great. Like the incompressible jizz trumpet. It was supposed to be incomprehensible, but autocorrect changed it to incompressible and made it better. I'm doing a whole lot of not writing right now. It's been 44 minutes. You know, maybe it's a good time. May Captain want to throw up? Oh god, do I even want to know? We're gonna hop into a work session, guys. Poor Necromancer's probably just waiting for us to get to work. he's busy working, and we're just sitting here chatting, leaving him behind. Oh no, don't become full screen. Thank you. Cursed auto screen filled. Nah. Okay. We're gonna start our first. We've been working but listening. Poor man. I can't even. We're too busy working to chat. But meanwhile, we're just being idiots over here. Mostly me just being an idiot over here. Alright guys, we're gonna hop in to writing for 15 minutes, and then we'll have another 5-minute break, and we can continue being idiots then. It's our favorite thing, I know. At least you're self-aware. Absolutely. I'm about as smart as a pile of bricks. So, alright, I'm gonna hit start now. I'll see you guys in 15 minutes, because I gotta get shit done. Distraction time! Thank you for the med check, Nef. And thank you for checking on Nef, Necromancer. And hello, Roman. How you doing today? Happy Monday morning. If people want me to turn off the background music so that they can listen to their own stuff, let me know. Because I have the monitor off on the music. And I know it's just my usual music. I really need to find more stuff. It's just finding music that I can use on both YouTube and Twitch is such a pain in the ass. I completely forgot that on OBS included anything open in Notepad. Wait, what? I was doing arts and recording the process. Oh, you have it just to capture everything? You can set specific sources, you know. Part of what I was doing was blocking by an attempt to write out a battle fanfiction. Not everything, just specific sources. I forgot to turn off. Oh, okay. You got a phone call, so you got distracted? Like the music you have, it helps you concentrate? Awesome. Yeah, I've got like some sort of like deep house mix. It's probably AI at this point. You can't even tell anymore. I can't tell. It's really frustrating, but it helps me to get into a zone. I'm towards the end of chapter 3, and I think things are going well. I've started changing some things at this point. Stuff that I had in the book for quite a number of versions I'm taking out, so I'm having to write new things at this point. Maybe we'll just try to finish the battle scenes since the ideas are still in my head. Yeah. If there are scenes that are, like, really super clear, definitely write those out before you forget them. Or, you know, even just point form notes. Some people will write their outline, and then while they're writing their outline, they'll write the story around the outline. So they'll just have, like, point form notes if this happens here or whatever. That's how I wrote my outline. So in my Obsidian, you saw before that, like, in my outline section, I had a block that was italicized and colored. Those are, like, the initial notes of this is what happens in, like, this whole section, and then after that I start breaking it down into more detailed points. And so I'll have, like, 4 or 5 of those blocks written out in italics, and color code them, and be like, this is the thing that happens, like, Alexander arrives at the school, and, you know, this is his introduction to North Coastfront, and I need him to meet, like, these certain people in this section. And then, the next section I'll have, like, God, how do I say it without spoiling things? I'll have, you know, this important plot point, and these important characters show up for the first time, and these very important things happen that are really crucial to the story, and then after that I'll have another one, and then in between those sections I'll have a non-italicized, non-colored part where I have my legend of, like, this is an important plot point, or this is where he gains a witch power, or this is where he uses a certain witch power, and this is an important character he meets, or this is a part that only the author knows and will only know for the longest time or forever, but it's a note for myself. Some people take those outlines and then write the book in between those. I just write the book alongside of it because I have Obsidian with all those little extra windows and stuff that I set up. So it makes it easier for me. But that's just my method of writing. Whoop! That one took a good bounce. Finally finished the OC. It took you 4 weeks. Hey! You gotta start somewhere, right? But yeah, that's just my method of writing. You know, pause this just happened. I'm gonna pause because I was still writing out, still speaking out thoughts. Just need to jump in and do them, figure things out. Yeah, so sometimes it might help for you to write out the outline and build the blocks in between and write the sections that you want to have written in between that. And then when you go through and start doing your final edit, you can start taking out those notes or set those notes aside in another file if that works for you, or just rewrite the whole thing in another file side by side. So don't worry about like your first iteration or your first draft having like side notes and whatnot, because it's the first draft and you really should never ever share your first draft, because from experience, the first time you write anything, it's gonna be garbage. Nobody writes the first thing perfectly right off the bat. It's like doing an underlying sketch. That's what first draft is. You know, you don't post your underlying sketch to the internet and go, "Oh, hey, look at this complete art." You just don't do that. You'll post the sketch and be like, "This is a sketch," or "It's a work in progress." That's what first draft is. It's just a longer, more involved process. Never share your first draft, because it will always be trash. Even if you're Stephen King, I bet you he doesn't even share his first drafts. I bet he will probably say something very similar. So, there's that. Alright, we're gonna hop into the next session, and I'm gonna run off to the Little Demon's room. It's also a good time to run off to the Little Demon's room if you need to. Distraction time. Neff is booped. Fantasy Snoop. I think. Yes. Neff has done a double boop. And Fantasy's boop. My Snoop is the boop Snoop. Like the boop Snoop. But it's... Ow! The Snoopy gets booped. Why would you do that? Right in the middle of the boop Snoop. It is the Snoop that gets booped. The boop Snoop. How dare. My dad's here for my mug. Hold on. Okay. Stealing my fork too. I had a fork on my desk because I had my eggs yesterday at my desk. The delay, yes. There's a lot of booping happening in virtual hugs. You better have a high dex or amazing timing, or you're gonna stick your fingers just a hand into my peanut butter toast. Oh, peanut butter toast. So delicious. The only thing that's more delicious is apple stroop. Oh, so good. Dutch food. Roll my dice. It's a 25 on deck, so I think that's a pass. Finish the draft. Woohoo! I know I should not overthink things, but I question that given Mobile Suits have tiny reactors, if hit with beam weapons will boom like small nukes. If it would make any sense to use giant robot equivalent of flashbangs to overwhelm sensors. I mean, yeah, should work. You're glad that the OC is finally done? Well, tell us about your OC. Looks creepy but cool. That's good, that's good. You presumably can deal with reactors going boom, be it with the atmosphere or space. Well, I'm assuming that the sensors probably still get overwhelmed, even when the nuclear reactor goes boom. I mean, there aren't many things that can survive a close contact with an exploding nuclear reactor. It's anime. Just don't. You're overthinking, Ross. You're definitely overthinking. Been doing a D&D rewrite while I work on the books. Not the one I want to make TRPGs. Oh, okay. Did I see him? When did you share him? I haven't been to the Discord this morning. Hey, what was that? Any indistinguishable, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic, Ross. Science fiction does a lot of that. Nath is pooping, Ross is snoot. The boop wars continue forever. I should message this website that I'm using for my sounds that I'm listening to and ask them if I can use their site on stream, if they have like a way that I can like donate and have like a lifetime subscription to using on stream. Because it's really nice. Let me get the link. They do have an app now on the Google Play and iOS stores. But I've actually been using this website for like a decade now. I didn't know they had an app until Sai messaged me and she's like, oh yeah, I'm using this on my phone to sleep at night now. And then I was like, oh, I have a website that's something similar to that. And then I go and find the website again. And they send it to her, and I'm like, oh, the company name is the same. They must have made an app. I did send it to her, 10 years ago. But they have even more noise machines now. And what they do is they have a whole bunch of different. It's sort of like an equalizer for different hertz ratios, and you can change the volume individually of those different audio ranges. And they also have a mixer that can set it randomly, so it slowly moves the sliders of the whole bar up and down. And you can set some and like lock them in place and stuff. But it's really nice because they have ones that are like thunderstorms or rain on a car, rain on a tent. And then they have more magical kind of things. They have mixtures of sounds like singing bowls and Tibetan chanting and stuff like that. It's really, really neat. And so this guy just goes out on trips and he records really super high quality audio. He's got like this jungle one. I had like 5 or 6 of these things set up on my laptop, and I would open all of the tabs individually so they all played at once. And so I had this really nice mixture of audio that I really liked listening to. It was like pre-Spirit City sleep app stuff that I had set up, and it was great. And so instead of having Spirit City open all night again, I have the My Noise thing open now, which is better because it's more variable, so it feels more natural, rather than Spirit Cities, which is very small range of sounds. Chicken nuggets or not, always yes to chicken nuggets. Now I want chicken nuggets. I haven't had chicken nuggets in so long. Meows like cat. Meows like a cat when Neff poops their snoot. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna sit back down because I've been standing for the 15 minutes. Down we go. I'm trying to make sure I stand up more frequently so I don't get a sore tailbone. We've got our little blanket going on our lap. We're going to tuck ourselves back up to the desk. We're going to start the timer again. His name is Gunzai, real name Amo Geladin? Sadistic and goofy hitman who has a parasite to allow him to transform his eyes into guns and more. That is wild. Wild and creepy. Put him on arting. I will look at it in a bit. Always yes to chicken nuggets. Alright. Next writing session. We go! No tiny song and dance, only disruption. F is boop my snoot. It is the boop snoot, like the droop snoot. But it is a snoot, it is boop. The boop snoot. How we doing, everybody? Let's do an activity for a few minutes. Let's make some soup. We're making the soup. The soup. Cat's making cattail soup. Welcome back from Brazil. Are you in Brazil, Roman? Whoop! The Cubus got me. Tried to write another fight sequence as part of, well, or rather, dark backstories, both canon and OC characters. I'm okay despite time. No, I'm not. Okay, you're just welcome back from Brazil. My dad delivered tea with 35 seconds left. Oh, sorry, I'm like covering my mouth with my mug. The camera can't track my mouth if I can't see it. My dad delivered tea with 35 seconds left on the timer. I started chapter 4. Aftermath of a brutal space battle. Chapter 4, I think, is where things are going to really change. Because chapter 4... Let's see what I got all worked out in here. How far does it go? Yeah, chapter 4 was extremely short. I'm gonna have to combine it with some other events. Because I shifted some events from chapter 4 into chapter 3. Some interactions. And then, yeah, I have to change a lot of stuff. And the way I had things set up is, I broke it down into kind of scenes. So I think chapter 5 is going to condense down to chapter 4. And there's going to be a lot of information I'm going to have to take out of chapter 5. So chapter 6 is probably going to become chapter 5. Because, Alexander learned some things about the Witch Hunter Society, or the Eden Society. Christ. Mixing up my own names here. He learned some things about the Eden Society in chapter 5 that I don't want him to know just yet. So I'm gonna have to rearrange some things again. Which means it's gonna be lots of braining. Oh boy. I will check it out after stream, Roman. Okay, well, it's just a picture, right? I'll go take a look now. Arting. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good design. That is really weird. And kind of terrifying. I like the teeth. The one where he's like, got the guns in his hands. That's wild. That is an insane design. It's a really creepy. I like it. His teeth becomes bullets. Does he just like instantly regrow his teeth or something? that 5 minutes does not last very long. We're gonna pause while we talk a bit more. All these breaks. He's an antagonist, but the main character has to hang out with him. Ooh. It is an insane. It's very reminiscent of the kinds of weird shit that you'd see in One Piece. That is some bizarre design. Like, your imagination is wild, my dude. Oh, my dad didn't make the tea too strong this time. It's still quite strong, but not too strong. Like, you know, the cat's just cooking its own pot of soup. On not the stove. It's just stirring a cold pot of soup. God, I want tomato soup so badly right now. I should see if there's any in the house. Main character in his mind, I need to kill that psycho as soon as possible. Kenzie. Buddy, wanna play magic cards with Funny Jester has? Oh god. Your inspiration was Resident Evil. I don't know enough about Resident Evil, but having guns for eyeballs is really strange. Alright. Arias! Arias, hello! Thank you for your message this morning. I've been gushing about it to everybody who will listen. It made me very, very happy. How you doing? We were about to jump into more work, but I will stop for you. Sturmwacht was awesome. But now I have post-LARP drop. No! I can't wait till Conquest. I bought my desk, so I need to take on more clients. So that I have enough money to buy my plane ticket. No! No, you! God! You're the one who's too kind. You paid me so much money for that, and you keep telling everybody that I designed your costume, and I've gotta, like, get the fabric for mine. I've still got... You love the mesh lenses? Yeah, I've gotta get new lenses, too, because, mine were all fucked up. I couldn't even wear them. I should have checked them before I left. Oh, there's Fantasy giving you a hug. We still need to work on the work out the tent stuff and getting off-site and whatnot on Sunday. But yeah, I have a Blue Sky post up. If people could repost it, so that I can maybe reach more clients. If anyone has Blue Sky, please do. You're getting recruited by the official crafting team, which means potentially free or reduced tickets. Oh my god, you are so lucky. This parasite is called Pew. He's a nice fellow. I'll take your word for it. And no compliments, they're illegal. Fantasy. Arias has already given me enough compliments this morning. I was showing off your pretty photo too, this morning as well, Arias. I showed it off. There. Your absolutely amazing photo. You look like you had a great time. I love that cloak. It's absolutely gorgeous. You need to send me your absolute favorite photo of yourself in your costume, by the way. So I can squirrel it away. Yeah, that cloak looks so wonderful and comfortable, and it looks absolutely fabulous. It is perfect for your character's vibes. It's like that the little like Ukrainian Russo Ukrainian crown hat thing that you got at Conquest. Like perfect. The scythe perfect. I liked your little addition of the horn mug on your belt. Again, perfect. Good vibes. Suits you. Koshnek? Okay. That makes sense. Did you have a good time? I hope you had a good time, Mr. Sternbach. I have trouble saying that word. I don't know why. I'm half German. Well, technically 1/4 German. I'm half Dutch, 1/4 German, but I identify with my German side a little bit more for some reason. It was amazing. You'll have to tell us more about the event. Like, if you want, you can come on a call and join us. I'm leaning over, scratching my leg. That's why you can't see me. I now understand camp dynamics better. Well, you can come on and like, I can pull you into a... Yeah! We're having guest time! Okay, hold on. We gotta change this. So, we're gonna turn off that. We're gonna turn off that. We're gonna have a guest. I'm gonna pop into the live on stream. And if you pop into... oh, here, I think I can just invite you. There, I sent you a link to pop into live on voice. And then we can turn off that. And we can have meetup time. Reactive should be active. Let me unlock myself and move myself over a little bit. Hold on, no, this way, so we can have our reactive. Where is it? There it is. Okay. I'll bring up our little Aureus. So when she pops in. Yep, we're having guest time. So we're gonna switch to just chatting. Copy that out. We do. Plus guest round. Turn off my thunder noises so that I can hear Arias when she pops in. Yeah! Well, change our music so that I can hear it too. Because it's weird without any music going. You're just preparing to leave? Oh, well, you can always catch up on the ball later. We can talk conquest, logistics, camp dynamics, etc., costumes. Let's change our background. Oh god, this mouse. We'll change our background. We'll bring up the art window again, and then let's see if I can fix this. There we go. This goes here. background. That's better. Oh my goodness. My mouse is clicking on everything. So let's lock the layers that I'm not modifying. Oh, the channel is locked. I had sent you a link to get in, but if you pop into one of the other chats, I can drag you in. You gonna get water first? Okay. Trying to fix all of the mess that I made of my layout here in the meantime. Mouse, please work. Oh my lord. This fucking mouse, man. I really just need to go and build up those layers. Nope. Mouse, please, just work for once. There we go. I want to stay, but I need to get the nerve to start shoveling snow. See you later. Necromancer saying bye to Roman. Did you see who will write the new Neon Genesis Evangelion anime? There's another one? Or are they like redoing it? I was wondering why you said goodbye to Roman. I was very confused. Can't, yeah, I just, you need to pop into one of the other live channels and I'll drag you down. Hold on, let's see if I can just, permissions, roles, members. Are you not in the Discord? Oh, there you are. Where? Okay. You should have access now, but I'll just drag you down. Because you're already there. Hi! Yo! I imagine you did just have like a whole weekend of doing stuff, so... I don't know. I can't hear my own audio, so... Oh, you can't hear Arias. Hold on. Hold on a sec. I need to... desktop audio... Or, hold on. Just need to set up an audio application capture. Just gotta find Discord. There we go. Alright, can people hear her now? Can you say something?
Test.
Oh god. Sorry if I deafened everybody.
Oh.
They peeked all the way into the red.
Oh shit.
Even that soft little test, you're like, "Rah!" It wouldn't be a
You
safe
guys,
stream without scuff. Hey, Perf. The loud pixie.
Dude, I'm sorry if I deafened anybody.
No, that's more my fault. You fucking hate people? Well, too bad we're people. Pre-rolls. Oh, person at jail. You're gonna spam me with more pictures. Okay, okay. Well, I gotta go. More pictures. Okay, I will wait for more pictures. That's fine.
Because they're on my phone.
There's so much stuff happening right now, it's ridiculous. Why can I see two backgrounds? That would be because there's this. There we go. Marius, you scared me.
Sorry. 1 second, let me get you pulled up. You can hear it in my voice. I am tired. I legitimately just got back today. I woke up in Slovenia. Like, that. Because when I was on my way back. I was on my way back. 24 hours ago, I was in Munich.
Yeah, you at least have the ability to travel around Europe to get places. I love the little filigree bits that you added to the outfit. It's not the custom embroidery that I designed for you, but it still looks great.
Yeah, so when I was doing that, I kind of realized that if I wanted to hand embroider all of that filigree, it would take me a lifetime.
Yeah.
And I kind of realized that as I was making the dress back last year.
Yeah,
so
and also to do embroidery like that, you would generally need to like draw your pattern out on the fabric and then embroider while the fabric is still whole.
Exactly, and I just didn't have enough time to do it.
Yeah.
And so my logic was I might as well just find something close enough to it.
I'm gonna be doing the
so there.
I'm gonna be doing the same thing.
Yep, you gotta make compromises.
Yep.
So what I did was I scoured the internet for every single fabric shop in my local area to see what their lace options were, because some fabric shops here have websites, some of them don't. And so I found a shop that had this perfectly shaped lace. Like it almost like wheat corns almost, but it wasn't in the right color. But I was gonna just go there anyways and ask if they had it, because sometimes they don't show the full range of fabric that's there as an example.
Yeah.
So I went there. Mind you, it was all the way across town. Like, it was a trip, but it was worth it. It was a little bit just outside the city. And I went there and I asked, and they said, no, unfortunately we don't, but I have this lace and this lace in two different, and they were both gold. And so I kind of looked between the two, and I was kind of debating like which one I should get, because one of them was really like very heavy almost. It was very thickly woven lace appliques. The other one was the flower one that you see on my dress. And I talked with the lady and I showed her my design and what I was going for, and she kind of agreed, like, yeah, you should probably go with the lighter lace because it kind of suits it more, and it's more Baroque style. And I'm like, yeah, I like that. So I wound up getting a whole meter. And I mean, I still have it to use the full meter.
Nice.
But that lace took me, on the skirt at least, it took me forever. The lace on the vest, I sewed in 2 days by hand. Would not recommend. Because I pulled an all-nighter and I did with my fancy extension nails.
Oof. Yeah, with the nails too, I imagine that makes it a little bit more difficult. And Perf, hi, we're having a guest right now. We just set up to have a guest just as you came in all angry. I'm sorry that you're angry and you hate people.
Where are these people? May I deal with them?
Arias is very good at dealing with people.
Oh yes, I am very, very good at dealing with people. How do you wish for them to be humiliated? You can have them spew flowers, tell the truth, spill their thoughts.
That's what my character would do anyways.
Tormented into becoming Fae by having basically a heart attack as the heart turns into a fairy core.
It's great.
Screaming in pain.
Yes. Actually, we got to use the flowers. I got to use the flower spewing potion on someone. Well, I didn't. I got somebody else to do it.
Oh.
Which was amazing. I wasn't there when the scene happened, but apparently it was glorious. The lady played it out beautifully, and they went to the healers and everything, and there were assassinations going around in the game. So actually, you can see it on the photo pulled up that I have a yellow tag on my wrist.
Mm-hmm.
That just means like, hey, I'm open to being assassinated. Like, I consent to this, but it was kind of like you had to sign up for it in advance, so they had a photo of my costume, and I could choose if I wanted to be assassinated or not by having that yellow tag on.
That actually sounds like fun.
Oh, it was great. It was so much fun. I got hit twice. It was a lot of fun. The first time it happened during the dance class was like right at the end. I'm about to leave, and this lady comes and grabs me. Like I had gotten like a rundown of the thing of kind of the assassination stuff before the event started, so I knew it was gonna come. But she grabs me and she starts speaking German. I'm just like, English, 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 English. So she's like, you're being assassinated. I'm like, yeah, I figured as much. Should I go down? She's like, yeah. And I go down and I just start screaming bloody murder and writhing on the ground, and everybody rushes over, and it was a fun scene. And the second time I was just in the field, so the way the castle is oriented, you kind of have a courtyard. And so I can't remember what I was gonna do next. I'm really tired, but thank you for having me on because it's keeping me awake. I can't remember what I was gonna do next, but I do remember basically this lady was in like a purple robe, and she comes up to me, she's like, assassinated, and I'm like, and I just fall down and I scream again, bloody murder, because I know how to, I can make it sound like I'm in genuine pain, which is a lot of fun for the healers.
Yeah, I remember Conquest and you screaming at Conquest, and Nameless is just sitting there, he's like, oh, something's happening.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
He's just so insensitive, and I'm like, normally I'd be like, oh god, what's happening? I'd be like really upset if somebody were screaming in pain, but Nameless is just like, oh yeah, this is pretty normal.
Yeah, that's typical Conquest. It's like, yep.
Thank you for the posture check, Perf. Everybody on Shrimp Thine Spines, and Necromancer, thank you for the gifted sub to Perf. Sorry.
Unshrimp these spines!
Unshrimp Thine Spines! Give yourself a little wave back and forth. Make sure you get those sides wiggle like seaweed in the ocean currents.
I slept funny on the train, so...
Oh, good time for unshrimpening.
Yep, indeed, good time for unshrimpening. Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and actually, I'm really excited now because we might actually have a way to introduce Fox and Crow to Aderon without getting nuked, which is great for us.
Who's Aderon?
That's the... Oh, thank you, Roman. That side I bought on Field, but oh my god, it's so much fun. I feel so powerful when I hold it. Aderon is the...
Scythe is pretty awesome.
Thank you. Aderon is is an NPC faction, and Stimmbach takes place at a castle that's owned by them.
Oh.
So we're all kind of invited to kind of share and exchange knowledge. Also, I did bring the scythe home with me this time.
Ah.
So I have it with me, which is really fun. So it's just hanging out in my living room right now. I need to order some protective sealant for it because I just don't want it to get mucky.
Yeah.
Probably put it into storage.
You do need to spray them with sealant every couple of years or so.
Oh, then Daniel already did that for me. So
yeah,
I think it should be fine. I anyways need to ask him like how to take care of it because I do not know and I don't want to wreck it because it was expensive.
That's
Like-
Sin? Or... No, Daniel.
What?
Daniel is...
Daniel is the tiefling.
Oh, Casper.
Yep, Casper. Sorry.
Sorry. I was very confused.
He has his name in his yeah.
Yeah.
You can see how my
Like-
brain be fried.
There's so many names that I have to remember between my own community and Skill Tree and Dendronia and everybody outside of Dendronia in Conquest that I'm just like, there's too many names.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. I went questing with Helis, Eerie, and the whole kind of dungeon delving gang.
Oh yeah? I really wish I could have
yeah.
participated more in the corn maze last year.
Yeah.
I hope
Part of
that
me
comes
wishes I
back.
could get to.
I love mazes.
Understandable. Yeah, we did a lot of questing. The whole plot was essentially there was this well that basically everybody drank out of. If you had drinking water at any point during the event, you were basically kind of under the curse of the well as well. But essentially, there was a saint's finger in a lantern that was being used to kind of purify and bless the water. And it kind of went wonky, which wasn't good. Because we had a lady crawl out from the well constantly, start screaming, and I saw, okay, I was there when she did it the first time. She crawled out of the well, screamed about how this body hurts, and it's like, it's killing her or something like that. She bit a guy, in game of course, not actually bit a guy. He starts drowning on land, and she runs off, and it's like, holy guacamole, what just happened?
Zombie
And
drowning
so-
virus.
Basically, it was really cool. But in order to essentially purify the lantern, there were several emeralds that we had to go collect, like emerald shards or something like that. It was like hunks of green glass. It was really cool.
Neat.
And I actually managed to get one. There were 11 total. And yeah, I actually somehow managed to get one. There was a dancing ghost. Her name was Morella, and I helped her fulfill her last wish, which was to dance. And at the end of that scene, I legitimately cried
Aw.
because I kind of realized, like, something about Arius, which is kind of sweet almost, is that she acts the way she acts. She treats, she treats humans like pieces of meat that don't really deserve her attention, right? Like, she acts like she's better than them, like they're just gonna die in 50 years, why do I have to care about you? And she's doing that because the last time she got attached to someone, which was her friend was basically executed, and she's had to go on without her. And as a being with a really, really long lifespan, that can hurt. That really hurts.
The curse of immortality. This is why Nameless tries not to become attached to people as well.
Yeah. So, she got attached to this ghost character, Morella, and when she had to move on, like, she helped her basically fulfill her last wish and rest. But when she moved on, I legitimately broke down because I never knew I could grieve for a fictional person. And Arius kind of realized it's okay to care about people, even though they are going to pass. Still, she's gonna be a little piece of shit sometimes, but yeah, it was one hell of a scene. The lady who played her was absolutely amazing, and I have her contact now, so I'm really happy about that. But she was super happy that I, like, not in a bad way, but she was, like, really happy that the scene touched me, and yeah, it was something. It was really, really something. There's so much that happened. There is so much that happened, and I'm still kind of processing it all because I'm back to reality, and it's like, God, I hate reality. I want to go back. Let me have one more day questing and
just being
Yeah.
your actual self, basically.
Yeah. I don't want to go back to school because, well, the next LARP event's in 6 months, and I'm like, take me back.
Yeah, I have to wait a whole year for my LARP events, so
Yeah.
you're lucky.
Understandable. I got lucky. The tickets were on sale, and the I had the time off because I didn't have any exams during the week that otherwise this would be happening. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to go.
Yeah.
We'll see about next year. I have to figure out when those exams are, and I really do want to go again next year because one of my friends mentioned she'd be going. You know her as Smut Witch.
I
mentioned she's
Smut-Witch, she was
interested
great.
in- Yeah.
That's
Smut-Witch is
Edie,
awesome.
right?
I like Smut-Witch. What?
Is it Edie?
No, Ioana. She mentioned she wants to
Io-
go next year. Edie is our half mermaid, half human alchemist, one of the healer alchemist. She is the sweetest bean ever. She's the one who did my makeup at the event every single day, and I owe her like a ton because she just made Arius come to life absolutely beautifully. I was so happy. I was so happy. I couldn't see jack shit out of those lenses, but oh my god, like it was so worth it in the end because I'm seeing these photos now and I'm like, oh my god, I really do look like Inhuman.
Yeah, no, you look fantastic. Absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic. The
Hey,
problem
thank
with
you.
needing glasses in order to see anything more than 6 inches from your face is you can't get cool contact lenses.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I have the night lenses, so that's just what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I could get some cool lenses or, just laser eye
Fair,
surgery. Maybe if my book takes off, I will be able to afford things more in my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I do intend to send the reference photo that you did for me in my portfolio because I'm sending the crafting guy everything I've ever made, including
Oh, yeah.
work in progress photos of the dress and the reference because I want to show that, like, hey, this is what I was able to do based off the reference you gave me.
Mhm. You're free to use that reference. You paid for it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm gonna spread it around. I also sent Erie your way. We'll see if she is interested. But sorry, I'm snacking on chocolate because I need the sugar.
That's
Oh,
fine. The sugar's
you
gonna
just
make you
feel
more
good.
tired, you know?
I do not care, for I must feel good. I need the dopamine.
Fair enough.
As I am back to reality, and reality is gray and depressing. But
Yeah.
also, I got off the train. Mind you, it's like the first day of a new semester, right? I got off the train, I ran home, took a shower, dropped my stuff, and then ran to class. So this is like the first time I've been actually able to properly sit down and put my head down for a little bit. And so, it's kind of nice. At least to kind of just chill and chat.
Yeah.
And
So I'm assuming you guys weren't intense for this event. You were in,
we were indoors. It was lovely. We were the host. Oh my god, the room we got, at least the room I stayed in, it was really cool. I got a top bunk, but even with the top bunks, there were 2 upper bunks, like really high up.
Oh, wow.
Neelis, his brother, and Erie took those. I just took a top bunk because that's what was left because I came last. But it was a lot of fun. And I actually did have a bit of a connection, which was surprising. I was able to text my parents.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I also sent you the photos.
Yep, I've been slowly alternating between some of the pictures.
1 second. Oops. But it was fun to make. Oh, we baked an actual cake.
Baked an actual cake as opposed to an
Yes,
imaginary
we baked-
cake.
No, we baked, like, well, I didn't bake it, but Carl, the cook, and Erie both baked it.
Yes, Carl and his food.
And you know what's funny? So you had to get the ingredients via quests.
Oh,
And
yeah?
it's like, we got like 10 eggs from one of the quests.
Oh,
And
wow.
the game, I talked to the person who was helping us out, like, out of game, and she was like, I gave 10 eggs because I figured that, like, no reasonable person would use 10 eggs in a cake, but they used all 10 eggs in the cake, and she's like, oh my god. I'm like, looking at it like, okay, I'm not the one baking it, I'm just gonna drag the
depend-
trash away. Make
Depending
sure.
on the cake,
Okay.
yeah, you can use 10 eggs in a cake.
You can. It was just a very. They overcooked it as well. We had to do it on the fire.
Well, yeah, that's harder to do. It sounds like you had a lot of fun. I would probably enjoy that event too.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially since it's in a colder season.
Oh yeah, it was. So it was cold, but what was really nice is that there was also kind of like an indoor area where you could go play. So while you could have like, so half the play was like outdoors and the other half was kind of indoors almost.
Oh, what were the temperatures like? Do you know?
Ooh, cold.
So what cold for you and cold for me are very different
Ice.
things.
Ice on the ground. It didn't melt until like the last day.
So
Cold.
what, like
That's why I
-5?
It below 10 degrees Celsius generally is kind of what I would say. It was
Oh,
okay though. I
that's
had a
that's warm.
yeah.
You're talking to a
Canadian, yeah.
Canadian. It's like
Canadian, yes. For Croatian, no.
that's why I was asking if you know the actual temperature. Because like if I go to that event one day, you know, maybe in the future,
you'd be
if
fine.
I'd
Oh, it
probably
wasn't-
just wear the same thing that I actually wear to Conquest.
You would probably be fine, but
Yeah.
I made that cloak for a reason because it actually did keep me warm pretty well, especially
you
around
made-
the neck.
You made the cloak yourself?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, it's
I got-
great.
Oh, thanks. I got a pattern from Made by Mariah. She has this amazing cloak, kind of like it's a 3-in-1. Basically, you have a really long cloak, a T-length cloak, and a caplet. And so I merged the caplet and the T-length cloak, and I had to shorten the T-length cloak even more because the T-length was a full length for me. And I also
'cause
put
you're
the
short.
trim on.
You're
Yep.
you're just tiny. I've been hydrated
Yeah.
again. Cans hitting me in the
Hydrate.
head. By the way, guys, thanks for the hydrates and those stretches.
Hydrate, we gotta
Conk
hydrate
Oxford is
people.
very threatening. Hydrate!
Hydrate!
But yes, your cloak is extremely adorable.
Aw, you're too
It-
sweet.
Your whole outfit is extremely adorable.
Oh, you're too kind.
No,
with the
you-
cloak itself, it was kind of funny because I originally wanted to make it like clasp with, because I have this like really nice vintage pin that I got like, what was it? It was like $8 at the store in the States. It's like it has grapes and whatnot on it. It's like grapevines and it's really like bronze and antique. It looks really good. Problem is with the fur, can't clasp it closed. So I basically put kind of almost like one really tiny clasp in the front, so that way it can just clip around my neck.
Mhm.
And that's why it's being held closed, and also the fur just covers everything. But the fur
Yeah.
was really warm, actually. It was basically a scarf on my neck, which I'm really happy about.
This is why they trimmed things in fur.
Literally, oh my god, it was so comfy. Like, okay, my hands were freezing, my arms were freezing, but when I was holding my scythe with one hand and I didn't open myself up, I was actually really warm.
So what you
also
can
had-
do to mitigate that is, if you have any of that fur left, I would make either like a muff so that like your hands can be covered together if you just want to hold them in front of you. I would also say make some bracers, something you can just slip over your forearms to keep
I
them
might
warm.
do that actually. I might
Or-
do that actually. Thanks for the idea.
You could make instead of a muff, just little gloves that keep your fingers free, so they're like fingerless gloves, but with that just cover the backs of your hands, and that will keep the blood flow in there a lot warmer so that your fingertips will also stay slightly warmer, not as much, but slightly warmer.
Yeah. I like those ideas.
What's
Thank
wrong
you.
with muff?
I do not know.
I don't understand. This is a word that exists. It's a muff. It's just basically a tube of fur.
Yeah. It is fake fur, though.
Yeah, that's
But
fine.
I can always go back to the fabric store and get more. It's just expensive.
Yeah,
It's 50 euro a meter, but I think in total I paid, if I remember correctly, it was about 70, 80 euro for all the materials. And
That's actually not bad.
Knowing, to be fair, I also get a 10% discount if I pay in cash, so. And then I took a remnant